Hello there traders, welcome to this week ahead analysis video with me, 𝖢𝖥𝖣yi, head currency analyst at Blueberry Markets. I'm going to take you through some of the news coming up this week as some charts of interest. So kicking it off with the news, you can see here we have quite a lot of high impact data. The week kicks off with some PMI manufacturing services out of France, Germany, and the UK and the US. That is then followed by Wednesday, which has got the Oz CPI quarter on quarter as well as year on year. But I think the main focus is going to be on the FOMC meeting this week. We know that the market participants have priced in a 98% chance that we are going to see a move from the Fed from 5.25% to 5.5%, as we can see here. It'll be interesting to see how this does play out. I think if we do see the Fed hike interest rates, maybe this could be the last hike before they begin to pause and then in the future begin to maybe bring down interest rates. So we'll see what they say in the FOMC press conference after, but I think investors will be seeing is this the final hike, as we have seen data out of the US kind of suggest that inflation has been coming down. Core CPI has also been coming down in the US as well, so there is potential there. I think this could be the last hike from the Fed, but we'll have to wait and see, because they have said in the past that federal funds rates could reach at least 6%, so there might be another 50 basis points to squeeze out of this just yet. That is then followed by the ECB looking to hike those interest rates up from 4% to 4.25%. That is highly likely. President Lagarde has been very open about continuing to hike interest rates in the Eurozone. We also then have the Bank of Japan monetary policy statement. BOJ recently have been very much sticking to their low monetary policy plans. Don't really see too much change coming from that, to be honest. So moving on to some key charts, I've stripped down the US dollar index here. You can see that we broke out of the range between the 101 lows and the 105.75 highs. We broke those lows to the downside, and I was expecting a little bit more of a move down towards the 99 handle, which was this high that formed back in February 2022. However, last week dollar actually increased in value, and we're now back at that 101 point, which is a key level coming into this week. Are we going to see some downside? Are we going to see some upside in this market? It's very much in the air at the moment. Maybe the bullishness that we saw last week was just positioning ahead of this potential rate hike from the Federal Reserve. Moving on to cable then, so buyers failed to continue to push prices above this 1 spot 3 handle. In fact, we've kind of pulled all the way back into the prior highs here at the 1 spot 28.25 handle, which is very interesting position for cable at the moment, considering the fact that the US dollar index has rallied, pulled back into the 101 handle. We've got pound US dollar clearly in an upward trend here, back at prior highs. Now, typically from a technical point of view, this would be an area where buyers would be starting to get interested in the market again, seeing whether they could continue to push the trend back up to previous or prior highs around about that 1 spot 30.75 area. So it'd be interesting to see how cable does play out this week. If the dollar does get a little bit stronger, price may come down towards the 1 spot 26.50 handle and this trend line support. If we did see dollar weakness back into the market, it could be a good idea for those buyers of the pound US dollar trend to continue to trade prices back to the upside. So just an interesting market to look at. Pound US dollar poised for a potential move back to the upside because we're back at prior highs from a technical perspective. So it'll be interesting to see how that one does play out going into this week. Dollar yen had a great performance last week, came in from that 144.50 high down back into support at 137.50, found support there, found support at trend line support as well, and that was mainly due to that dollar strength as well as some yen weakness coming back into the market. And if that yen weakness does continue, dollar yen could still reach back up to that 144.50, even beyond that going into this week, depending on the outcomes of the central bank announcements. Remember, dollar yen could be quite a volatile pair going into this week, considering the fact that we do have the FOMC data as well as the Bank of Japan monetary policy statements. So very much an interesting market to watch going into this week. Clear levels really are that 137.50 and that 144.50 high from this weekly chart. Finally then, CAD yen. So we featured CAD yen quite a lot last week. We talked about it in a video as well as our live streams this week. Basically, we were looking at 104.50 to act as potential support. We wanted to see a strong weekly close from this, and we have had that strong weekly close. So let's say next week we start to see a bit of a pullback in this market. It could be an opportunity for buyers to step in on this bullish move that we're seeing at the moment in this market, where we could then see prices reach all the way back up into the 110 handle. Now, CAD has obviously been supported recently. Oil prices have started to trade higher. Yen has started to weaken due to that risk on sentiment. So CAD yen moving higher could make sense at this moment in time, and price could reach that 110 level if we were to see the momentum continue in this market. So I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching this video update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more of our Forex trading content. I'll speak to you in the next video.